Liars, and welcome to another episode of the Pretty Little Liars After Show here on the Stream.TV fan show network. My name is Sinead de Vries, and I am joined by my pretty little talkers to talk to you all about tonight's crazy episode and an epic public display of affection. Joining me here on my left.
Hi guys, Ashley Mova. A lot went on tonight. My mind's kind of on overload, but I'm gonna do my best to pick my positives and my negatives. So excited to talk about it.
Yes, we're all very excited. Over here on my right.
Hey liars, I am Meghan Lamontagne, and you will see once the camera gets all four of us, we are wearing our Liars Unite t-shirt thanks to my mama, Patty Lamontagne. She sent one to each of us, and we love you so much. So thank you, Mom.
Yay. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm rocking it. We're all rocking it. We love it. Thank you so much. Joining us certainly, or
I certainly am joining you. Hey, Stephanie Gray, certainly here today. Somehow I got it together and I'm here. Yes, I really like this episode. I was screaming throughout the entire thing. Ashley.
Dude, we can't.
Guys, we're a mess already.
We gotta get it together.
Yeah.
This is a show. All right. Anyway, I love this episode because a lot of things that I wanted to happen, I felt like finally happened, and they all have to do with Allie. So I'm so ready to talk about this right now.
You guys, I think I'm just like super excited to be wearing my shirt or something. Like,
oh yeah, can we do?
So we decided we were gonna like make it our own, and I don't have a creative bone in my body.
Well, you guys were both very creative. Stephanie and I over here, well, you look cute. Me, I'm just like, here's my shirt.
Ashley shows up like in a halter, like she's literally like.
Okay,
I wish you could turn around and show the back.
We were all gonna, really like make them really different and show up with a halter top.
Ashley spent a whole week trying to like work this out.
I know, I got your text. She's like, mine's a halter. I'm like, shit, where's my scissors?
But thank you so much, Mama Lamontagne. We love you.
Yes, yes.
Yes, thank you.
Yes,
thank
we're
you,
super appreciative. We love presents, you guys.
Yes,
so.
of course.
Just kidding. Anyways, so we're gonna get right into this episode. I feel like it kind of got off to a kind of a slow start, right? Right?
Yeah, it did. It did. It was kind of a slow start, and then as soon as the half an hour peak goes, it just the last half hour is like boom, boom, boom.
The last half
but
hour.
thank
It's always
God.
like that, though. I feel like.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know, like, thank God it's took off, because, like, I feel like since the 100th episode, that one kind of started with a bang, and I'm not talking, like, we don't need epic event after event, but there was a lot, like, keeping us hooked. This one, I kind of felt like the conversations between the characters were a little bit, like, flat, but for me, like, I really liked the end of the episode, started getting some answers. Ashley, you want to tell us, like, what your positives were?
Yeah, I guess starting from the end, moving backwards, I guess. Hanna not getting the text, I love that because I mean, have we even seen that before? I think we've never seen that before. And a million thoughts came into my mind. I thought, is Hanna A? Like for 5 seconds that flashed in my mind, and then I was like, wait, no. And then the text that was sent kind of made sense, because now Hanna has a big mouth, but she doesn't know she has a big mouth, which I totally love.
Yeah.
So that was really great.
Don't you think that, like, now, okay, if I was Hanna and I walked in and everyone got that text except for me, my first thought would be like, Sydney's A.
Really? Right.
Yeah,
well, because she was a little bit intoxicated.
Right.
But now they can start piecing things together, because she's going to say, wait, big mouth? Oh, shoot, I was talking to Sydney at the cafe, and I did spill my guts a little bit.
Yeah, wouldn't that be your first thought, though?
They will, I think next episode, hopefully they'll come to that.
I mean, honestly, at this point, when A gets so detailed and knows that, like, level of conversation, like, either A's got like bugs on them, like literally listening to every word, or like that would be my first thought. Like,
okay, I don't know how A works, but I have to say the amount of information that A knows, I love that you just said, I don't know if A has bugs or what. A must have a camera connected to every single one of those girls, 24/7. So eventually, seasons from now, when we find out who A is, they better freaking explain how on earth A can find out all this information, because that just gets me every time.
All the time. I get anxiety thinking about the fact, how the hell are they going to explain when they finally reveal who it is? Literally, it keeps me up at night. I'm like, they better piece together every single thing, because at this point, there would be, I would have questions if they pinned it on any of the girls, any of the secondary characters. I'd be like, well, what about this? What about that? You know what I'm saying?
And so, and this kind of shows us, though, that Sydney and A, I just backtracked my thought, but I feel like they kind of have to be connected now because Sydney went to go report back to A.
Yes.
They 100% know each
A
other.
could just be watching them.
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, that's
we
a
were
good
suspicious of her since day
Yeah, we were.
Yes.
Sydney.
But my second positive, Caleb putting Allie in her place. You guys know I love to hate on Allie a little bit. So I was like so happy to see finally someone kind of like giving her a little bit of sass. Like he didn't care at all to like please her. And then Hannah's like, why'd you tell Allie that? It's like, calm down, let your boyfriend to be handle it for you.
Yeah.
I was really excited to see that.
That was a really good scene,
Yes.
I think, that confrontation between Allie and Caleb.
I'm so happy you said that. So when we get around to my positive, I'm going to talk about that too. But like, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for somebody not being like, Allie, I'm
Yeah.
your little minion.
Caleb's really got a bit of an attitude so far, you
Yeah.
know, but I mean, it's good because we see all the girls kind of being afraid of her. We see everyone kind of, even like Mona, even though Mona's not afraid of Allie, she's still being like, oh, well, you know, everyone has their ways of dealing with Allie. And the way that Caleb's dealing with her is a way that we haven't seen before.
Right.
It's a
you know?
straight up way. Well, I guess Mona is straight up too.
Yeah, but no, she's not. Mona's super like conniving and
okay.
manipulative.
Right.
It's like everything she says is
But
sarcastic.
I also feel like Caleb doesn't really have, she doesn't have a connection with Allie because he
Are
was
we
the new
sure,
kid.
though?
Well, that's true.
You know?
Good call, Sinead. That is true. But
It seemed like they don't though.
because
yeah.
Caleb was the new kid on the block, so he came in when Allie, you know, was dead, and so this is the way he just sort of knew of all the commotion she created after.
And when they
she
met
left.
in that classroom, I think Caleb or Allie, either one of them said, I don't know much about you.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah,
they
yeah,
don't know
good
each
point.
other, but I mean, maybe
I don't
they could be
know.
lying.
I feel like they tried really hard, kind of, in when Caleb walked into Toby's that night. Like they already
look.
set that up. That look.
yeah.
You know, we
Yeah.
can't forget
That
about
look.
that. He said, "I don't much about you, only the stuff that you leave behind." But maybe he has. Maybe they do have some sort of connection. As long as they're not like getting it on behind the scenes,
Right.
you know. I mean, not behind the scenes. I mean, actually, behind the.
We mean
storyline.
literally in front of the camera.
Right.
Yeah, and still on. Okay, anyways, but yeah, then I'm okay with that because Caleb only belongs to one person, and that is my biggest positive for tonight.
Damn it. You guys are stealing my positive.
I'm sorry. I think that this is a positive around the world, you guys. Was the Hale reunion, and what I loved was when Hanna was like, when you're here, Travis is like every other guy, but pretty much, you know, he's nothing special when you're here. But I have been waiting for that moment. Caleb and Hanna bring me so much joy, honestly, and I loved from the second when Sydney offered Hanna a ride home, and she was like, yeah, that'd be great. And then Caleb walked in, she's like, actually, I'm gonna walk, you know?
right?
Yeah. I already knew right then. I was like, oh, God, like, she cares about him so much. And I loved that they had that whole scene, you know? And Ashley's like, where is Hanna? I'm like, she's a little busy right now.
And his timing was great. It shows like Caleb is Hannah's little savior.
Yeah.
So I like loved seeing him walk in, but I would
Keep taking all those brownies.
Oh my gosh, guys.
We were wondering about that, you guys. All of a sudden, Caleb comes in, he's like, I'd like 52 brownies. Thanks. And we were like, why do you want 52 brownies?
That's funny because he walked over to her and he's like walking, like trying to hold literally 5 or 6 brownies in his hands.
Guys,
I was like, someone's got the munchies. Like,
don't mind me. We know why he's holding all those brownies, guys. We know. And if
know.
you don't know, then bless your little hearts for being so innocent.
seriously, but no, for real. And then another huge positive for me was all of the focus on Radley and Bethany Young and Eddie. Like, I know that's a lot to put into one positive, but I really liked all those scenes at Radley. I loved the scene with Aria under the bed. Like,
Oh my gosh, so great.
she just like the springs are just getting closer and closer to her face. She's like,
And she sits and she lies, and then pretty much Aria is squished onto the ground.
right, exactly.
It was a great scene.
Did they not go anywhere with that though? I thought they
I
were
wonder
gonna.
how she got out of the bed.
Right.
That's a good.
Thinking
First
that.
of
I was
all,
like, how'd you escape? But she did it, I guess.
She
But
did it
also-
somehow, you know.
they didn't hear any information though. Like what's her name?
Rhonda.
Rhonda didn't say any like secret information that Allie was, I thought, gonna hear from hiding under the bed.
But I think the pictures, because later she told Later, she
Can
told
we lock it
Spencer,
up?
I know, these two, they got the giggles today.
We all do.
Oh, I'm sorry, not Spencer. Aria found all the pictures of Rhonda's pictures under the bed because I remember she was telling Spencer, "Oh, I got to get these back to Rhonda under the bed."
What happened of that. Okay, so I knew something had to.
Honestly, I freaking love Rhonda's character because she is so crazy and like. I feel like she has a lot of answers and like all these theories that are coming in, like that, they all go back to Rhonda.
Oh, yeah.
And she's kind of like the gatekeeper, if you will, like into all these crazy theories. But that all those Radley things to me were just great. Like, and even the scene with Aria leaving when she magically disappeared from the bed or escaped. Escaped. Yeah, what did she do? She's like, okay, I give up.
Excuse me.
Yeah, but that whole scene with her leaving and talking to Eddie too outside, that was cool. Eddie making the call to Ezra, like that set up a whole different storyline. We want to know what's going on. We want to know that connection. So I love that they put so much detail because I think that with Aria going to Radley, they had to really give it to us. They set that up last week, and I think they did a great job of showing us exactly what goes on inside Radley. Like, we've seen little bits of it, but we're really getting a good insight into how crazy that place is.
Absolutely. So my two positives are both focused on Melissa, kind of. So the first one was when Melissa and Spencer had that interaction right at the beginning of the episode, and Spencer was like, "What's in the bag?" And then it was a rat, a dead mouse. So I'm gonna start calling Melissa Mousy Melissa because I come up with nicknames for freaking everybody.
like
Mousy
that.
Melissa.
Hashtag it.
I don't know why she had that mouse, but clearly it was kind of a little bit of what was the rat with Paige, and then also the rat poisoning.
Yeah, and that dead
was
raccoon.
kind of that was kind of all coming into play. So
I'm
Melissa,
kind of confused though. Who brought the bag? Who had the bag?
Melissa had it.
Melissa or was it Spencer?
I was confused, but also
Melissa had the bag, remember? She fought her for it. She's like, I'll throw it away, I want to help, because she clearly wanted to see what was in the trash. And Melissa didn't want Spencer to see it, remember?
but then she said he left food out. But who was he?
He was the sober
Who was he?
buddy.
Oh, I thought it
No,
was the dad.
Melissa was talking about Spencer's sober buddy. She was like, has anyone been in the barn? Spencer was like, no, not since Mom kicked my sober buddy out.
Gotcha.
And then Melissa said, oh, well, he left food
bad
out. And then
housekeeper.
that's why she said the rat was because someone left food out.
That's not the reason. Though.
But
she was covering her
Right, and
her
because she
tracks
picked up that rat like she had been playing it with it all night long, and petting it. She was just like, oh, let me take that rat. Like, that's a rat.
she was so not phased at all. Spencer's like, ah! And then Emily and then Melissa's like,
Melissa.
throw it away.
She's like, I told you he left food out. Give me my mouse back.
I know, food out.
Give me my mouse back, sis. Like, yeah, and then she just walked away like, I have to wash my hands now.
Yeah.
But I think that kind of connects her directly to the rat poison that was found also.
I agree. So there's that. So that's one positive. And the other positive I loved is that Spencer had that camera system and we saw Allison. The reason why it's related to Melissa is because Melissa went into the barn and then we saw Allison on the footage. So what do you guys think about that?
I got goosebumps right when that happened,
did.
and I was like, Megan, I have the bumps.
Yeah.
This happens every time something important happens.
Yeah, like what does that mean?
I don't
don't
know.
know.
I don't know. I don't know why Allison was there.
Allison's
clearly,
doing some sort of her own work.
She
A
is.
lot of people on Twitter I saw were talking about how this could possibly be Allie's twin. I
Right.
didn't really get that vibe. I mean, they look really identical if this is
I mean, it
Allie's
is the
twin.
same person.
I mean, but I don't know. I'm still not really buying into the twin theory. I'm hearing a lot about it, but I guess it could be her twin. Could not be. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think Allison has a twin. I think that would be just too much like the books.
Yeah, because
and I
it'd be a
think
dead giveaway.
Marlene wants to throw us for a loop.
Someone has a twin.
But someone has a twin, I do agree. And I just think Allie is back to her own sketchy ways, just trying to, keep the girls out of the loop and have all this other stuff going on behind the scenes that we don't know about yet that we'll uncover for sure.
Definitely. All right, Steph, what did you like about the episode?
Okay, I like this episode a lot because I like that everyone isn't necessarily all of a sudden not all of a sudden. Everyone's not being their typical Allison lackeys. And I know you mentioned something before, but now I want to talk about how Emily's mom, we all thought was falling for, I thought that Emily's mom was falling for Allie's whole good girl thing. And then we find out that she's not at all. And then she warns Emily saying, hey, you don't need to save her twice. And I'm like, thank you, Captain Obvious. Like, why has nobody said this in the first place, like, hey, Allie, everywhere you go, drama seems to follow you, except for Caleb and now Emily's mom.
Right.
And tying into that, Hannah's sudden rivalry with Allie. I'm
Loved
like,
that.
thank you, God. I've been waiting for this. The two blondies going at it.
What a great scene, right?
Yeah,
it's
that was
like
so great.
I felt uncomfortable for Emily. I felt uncomfortable for Mrs. Fields. I almost felt bad for Allison because even though she's just bullshitting at that dinner table, it was like Hanna was coming back every single time, and I got a couple tweets that were like, yeah, she's giving it to her, and I agree. I loved that scene.
Hannah had some great lines too. Oh, she was killing
Hannah's
me.
great when she's drunk, you guys.
She's so great.
And she's always drunk, apparently. Honestly. And wait, really quick, like that whole bar thing outside of Emily's house.
God.
Like, what the hell was
We
that?
thought that was so weird, you guys. All of a sudden, she walks up to Mrs. Fields' porch, and there's literally like an active bar sitting there with like 5 different kinds of liquor. And Hannah's like, well, no, it's a Tuesday night.
Right.
Like, this is
That
what
was
we
weird.
do.
That was a
And
little
they even
weird.
got like a little shot of her debating stealing a bottle. It's like, we get it. Once again, Hannah's a drunk.
I know. We get it. We still get it.
Right.
Thank you, Pretty Little Liars.
And she can't get mad at Caleb for drinking a beer because she's like drinking all the time.
Right.
But, you know, whatever. Alcohol brings them together. I don't care what it is, as long as they're together. It's fine.
Remember how you were like, he should save Hannah? Or he is saving Hannah? That Caleb, he's not really saving her.
And that's the bad thing.
Yeah.
I know,
We'll get
you
into
mentioned that last time. Okay, second positive is the drawings, you guys.
Yeah.
The drawings, because this is the first time I feel like that they've tied in Toby's mom, you know, suicide or murder, falling off the roof at Radley, and they're tying that in now to Bethany Young, Frankel, Bethany Young. They're tying it in to that, and how I guess those drawings, if they were by Bethany Frankel, that would be
Young.
God, it's gonna be a fun tweet tonight. You guys, yes. Let's be serious.
Yes.
Oh my God. Anyways,
That was amazing.
That was
yes.
bait, you guys. Stephanie just gave you bait right there. You guys better tweet the crap out of that. But no, I agree.
But you see what I'm
100%.
saying? Yeah, because
right.
this ties it in, because those drawings were by Bethany Young of Toby's mom falling. So either Bethany Young pushed Toby's mom off, or we're thinking the devil, aka Mrs. D, pushed Toby's mom's off.
Right, you're right. And those drawings, I think it's huge. We were talking about how, you know, this whole Radley thing's going to be a big part, especially Rhonda saying that Bethany is her, she said that those belong to my best friend. So she clearly knows a lot. So I'm really excited to learn more about the drawings. But if we could kind of veer into the negatives, I have a little bit of a negative thing with the drawings. I'm confused because Eddie brought this drawing to Ezra's house, and then suddenly it's back at Radley. How did it get there?
I
I'm
100% agree with
confused.
you. Where, like, when the instructor at Radley said, Aria, can you spread out the rest of the paintings or the drawings or whatever, all of a sudden Bethany's drawing was back there.
Yeah, I didn't understand that either.
Maybe they were just so similar that.
No,
There's
they were
two
the
of
same
them?
drawing.
They were the same?
They were 100% the same.
Yeah, it was the exact same with like the person in front with the whole, like,
Yeah.
it seemed that
I feel
whole
like one
thing
of them
weird.
was in color and one of them was in black and white. I could just be making that up.
Maybe Eddie's
totally
like
making
making
that up.
photocopies or something.
This is important. Hey, you guys, tweet in, because I remember someone put up a tweet of all the
drawings.
The drawings.
Bethany's drawings. Yeah, so do it again.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
yeah, yeah.
We love when you guys tweet.
No, but I agree 100% with
That was
that.
really
That was
confusing.
really confusing. That whole, where did the drawings come from was confusing. And another thing that kind of goes along with that too is there was another level of like confusion with the Radley thing, and I think that it came from, I keep like going back and forth like what I think is going on at Radley, but like Rhonda, like we said, Rhonda was Bethany's roommate, right?
Right.
Yes.
So when Bethany said that, or not Bethany, when Rhonda said that, was calling Aria a thief. Why are you laughing?
Bethany Frankel.
When Rhonda said that Aria was a thief, was she talking about because Aria had Bethany's drawings? Did Bethany give her drawings to Rhonda?
That would make the most sense, what you just said, that she gave it to her. So Bethany must have done those drawings and given
it to Rhonda.
Because Rhonda, oh my God, like seriously, Rhonda, all these new characters, I can't. Rhonda had her drawings under her bed. That's when Aria was squished.
Yes.
That's what she took, right? Was was Rhonda's collection.
Unless maybe someone at Radley after Bethany had passed away, they said this you can have these because they were your roommates. So who knows?
Yeah, there's a lot of confusion right
drawing.
there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I just want to know exactly what the relationship between Bethany and Rhonda were. Like if it was a good. It doesn't seem like freaking Rhonda can have friends with anybody. Honestly.
She's sassy.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do when you have no hands, little girl? Like
maybe she became that way after Bethany passed away. Like she's just really upset
Cynical.
that.
Oh yeah, because
Yeah.
didn't Eddie or no? One of the people who works at Radley said something along the lines of she's had a hard day because of the police or something.
yeah, the police were questioning her.
Okay.
So I bet she's been under a lot of scrutiny because ever since Bethany.
Passed away.
Yeah.
Plus, she's in a mental institution.
Yeah.
And she's why are we acting like she's like
bring you
normal?
back.
Day for anybody.
Your ego
Day for
down,
anybody.
you know.
My negative. I'll reenact it for you guys. Ready? Who am I? Okay.
Okay.
Paige. I already know. I miss you so much. Can you please just call me back? Oh my God! Like really?
Yeah.
Freaking hate it. No.
She's like, if you want to talk, call me. But even if you don't, call me.
I hated it. I hated every second of that scene.
Yeah, it was so lame.
horrible.
Yes.
I am not Team Paige, Team Emily. I don't know really if I'm Paige. Or, I mean, Emerson. There we go. I don't know what I am, but I just don't like Paige. I just don't like the character.
Yeah.
And I just feel like that whole rat thing happened a couple episodes ago, or seemed like anyway.
Yeah.
So why? I don't know. It just annoyed me.
That was almost one of my
I'm
positives.
sorry. I know. I'm sorry.
So, Team Emily, Team Paige. Paige even went out on a limb, risking herself because she gave Emily a huge chunk of information, like
with
letting
Mona.
her know who's in Mona's army.
Yeah.
That is true love. That is true love. And true love will always prevail. Let me just say that.
That is true love. I love it. Agree to disagree.
No, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that relationship, but I agree. I feel like everyone's either 100% Team Emerson or 100% Team Paley or whatever.
I just didn't like the scene. It's not even about what she was saying. I just didn't like the scene. I felt like
Forced.
It was forced, and I just felt Emily was just sort of like. Emily's strong, and I felt like I don't like when I see strong people not be strong, and she wasn't strong. And I know people can't be strong all the time, but geez, Emily, it's not Paige.
Right.
She's probably on your front porch, damn it.
Yeah. Seriously though, I agree. Emily's been really like I don't want to say lame, but she's been not her true badass self.
Right.
You know?
Right.
All right, Steph. What's
And now
your
she's
negative?
getting called out for it, with
Yeah.
everyone being like, Emily, get a grip.
Yeah.
My negative, okay. There's not a lot to say about it, but that whole scene with Ezra and Spencer, and he was like, oh, I initially wanted to write the book about my family problems and stuff, and then Spencer, of course, is like, yes, I can relate because, my parents. So I felt like there was a kind of bonding between them, and in the back of my head, I'm like, do you remember last episode when Spencer was saying to Aria, like, do you remember what Ezra did to us? Do you remember? Like, don't go hook up with him. And now all of a sudden, in the blink of an eye, Spencer has like switched ships.
Right.
And now she's like, oh no.
And then
we're
she goes
bonding.
right back to Aria and has like an attitude again, was like, why would I bring you up in conversation? It seems like you guys have slipped enough already.
Yes.
So it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
It's
So
weird
it's just-
that they were hanging out all together. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't even understand why they needed to hang out. Like,
I know.
oh, I'm going to help you with information. Why can't someone else help you with information? Why does it have to be Spencer? I don't get it. Like, that's Aria's friend. It's just all really weird.
Aria's friend? Is that all he is to you?
No, Spencer
Spencer.
is
Oh, yeah,
Aria's
that's fine.
friend.
Yeah,
Oh, Spencer, yeah.
Spencer's Aria's friend. You're right. I'm sorry, guys.
Ezra is Aria's friend with benefits. Hello.
Yes. No, I agree with that too. That whole that was weird, and that conversation was awkward.
Yeah.
And that's what I was saying. How I said conversations were kind of flat. That
was one of
conversation
them.
led nowhere,
Yeah.
right?
Made no
I was like
sense.
waiting for him to say something,
Yeah.
but it just kind of went nowhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, so before we get into your questions, you guys, here's just a reminder to keep tweeting us online with the hashtag PLLAS. We're gonna get to them in a couple minutes. We've been getting crazy tweets all week with a lot of theories. I think that we're at this point in the season where we've been given so much information that it's really easy to start putting theories into play, and we love that. So again, the hashtag is PLLAS. Keep tweeting, tweet all night, tweet all week. We're always online checking your stuff. We're gonna give out a quick shout out really quick. We talked about last week and the week before how we just wanna focus on some really awesome PLL fans. And this week, we really wanna give a huge thank you to the two people that started the PLLAS fan pages on Twitter at PLLAS fan page and at PLL After Show. Both of you guys warmed our hearts so much.
I know.
And we just like want to keep thanking you guys for all of your support and your tweets. And like literally, we do the show not only because of Pretty Little Liars and how much we love the show, but the show is also about you. That's why we're on the Fan Show Network, because we love hanging out with you guys every single Tuesday. And we just want to say thank you so much to those people who started those Twitters, because it is so cool to see you guys engaging, and you guys are posting stuff from Pretty Little Liars cast members and some of the things that we say, and we're laughing, and it's just great. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, awesome. All right, let's get to some of your questions, you guys. I'm so excited. The first one comes from @Hannah Brack. So have we established that the Black Widow and Uber A, I like
Uber
that,
A.
Uber
are
A.
two different people? What if they're a couple like Melissa and Ren?
Ooh,
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen
Twist.
a couple people say that, and I really like that.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, couples work closely together.
Yeah.
That would be really, really sneaky. I'd love that.
That
it
is-
makes sense.
That's great. I love thinking about it like that.
Yeah.
Because then also it would be one guy and one girl, so it would make sense all the stuff that looks athletic like a guy would do.
Absolutely.
And then
Exactly.
all those like Black Widow girly pose, you know?
And the figure, the Black Widow figure is very feminine. And A's, I'm convinced that A's a man because those shoulders are just too broad.
Yeah.
Those shoulders are just too broad, and it would make so much sense. Melissa and Ren.
Right, and
Sneaky,
we can even go
sneaky.
back to like that A send-off from the 100th episode, I think, when he was moving in, you know, when
Yeah.
A was moving in. Like, perhaps
yeah.
that's that apartment in London. It's so far away that no one could ever find it. Like, you know, we know that Melissa and Ren were
Right.
together in
And that-
London.
That outfit was in there. because
Yeah,
you saw
that
it on the
outfit was in there. It was like
mannequin.
waiting. He
Yeah.
just got it dry cleaned for her.
Yeah,
It was like
that's
on
love.
a mannequin. Soup's love. All right, the next question comes from @Silver Graceffa. By the way, I love this after show. Thank you so much. Why do you think dead rats keep appearing everywhere?
Because it's dramatic and it makes
Yeah.
us want to watch
One
more.
of you said,
Oh, that it was signifying
It
that
could be, yeah.
that she was a rat.
Yeah.
And she
Yeah,
ratted
yeah.
out all the other Mona people. That Paige ratted out all the other Mona people.
Yeah, I think not only is it creepy, but it's also symbolic. I think
Yeah.
that the rats keep popping up because you know, A likes to use, Uber A likes to
Uber A.
use symbols and
Yeah.
gives little clues here and there, and I think the rats are very symbolic.
Yeah,
Now,
I agree with that.
Hannah, I think we could consider a rat, right?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe
She's
she'll
next.
be expecting a rat pretty
I
soon.
think that the rat keeps popping up with people, and that's very significant, like the people who are connected to it. Like, we know why Paige had that rat, because signifying, like you said, being a rat. Melissa, that whole rat thing, and she holding the rat, and like the hashtag that came up during Pretty Little Liars, it was Melissa Secret, hashtag Melissa Secret. There's obviously something else going on there too, and the fact that like the dead raccoon was found in the barn too. Like there's this dead animal thing keeps popping up with these characters that are like have.
What's going to be next?
have
The dead
secrets.
possum?
Secrets equals dead animals.
Yes.
Obviously.
So whenever we see a dead animal, we know that the person who's nearest to it
Guys,
has a secret.
never mind. I'll
Okay.
tell you later.
No.
What?
Megan, you can't
Come
do that
on!
to our.
I'm
to our
so sorry.
audience.
I'm so sorry because I was thinking I'm such a weird child. This has nothing to do with people. I wrote a song when I was younger about dead animals. I'll teach it to you guys. We'll sing it next
You
time.
can sing it now. Now is a great time.
No. We'll keep going. We'll keep going. We have time at the end.
Well, you have to teach us our song so we can show everybody next week. Okay. All right. I'm not judging you at all, Megan. CLTs asks, who thinks that Sydney was the person that attacked Allie last week? That attacked Allie last week? Sydney. Well, yeah, I
could
mean,
be.
Sydney's, what the hell is Sydney up to, honestly?
She obviously, well, we think she obviously knows A, unless A has hidden cameras and just knows
Right.
that Hannah was talking to Sydney. So I
Sydney
think
has a connection with
she
Jenna
has
and Mona.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And we still don't know who was pulling up that day. They were waiting for somebody else, remember? They were waiting for somebody
no.
else. When they were all at the table, Mona, Jenna, and Sydney, there was
Oh,
a
they were
car
waiting for a
noise.
fourth?
There was a fourth. They all turned around, and then they were looking, but it wasn't anybody in particular.
Yeah.
That had to be the guy.
I heard a theory that the person that attacked Allie was Paige, and that when Emily got involved, she ran away.
Oh, that's a great
That's
theory.
interesting.
Wow.
God, I'm really sorry to whoever tweeted me that, but that was an amazing theory, was that the Paige was finally going to get her revenge.
That's awesome.
That is a good one.
Yeah, definitely. All right, next question comes from @Reba Silildiva.
Silly
Reba's little diva?
Silly little diva.
Reba's little diva.
Yeah, who would you be shocked to know who A is? So who would be the most shocking?
Aria, for me, I'd just be like, what? How?
And
Why?
everyone keeps talking about that.
Dude, I have the
Everyone
best
keeps
one.
saying it though,
Think
yeah.
that she
Who?
is.
Maya.
Yeah.
Yeah, people keep
would be-
saying that too.
No, that'd be amazing
That
if it
would
was
be
Maya.
incredible.
Meh.
I know. I kind of like I'm not that excited about
I
that.
think it'd be
I'm like
cool.
Maya.
No,
know.
I would think that would be amazing. I think it would be amazing if it was Maya.
Even though she was only in a few episodes.
Shocked. I mean, I think. Oh man, I don't know.
I don't think anything would shock me at this point, you
know.
guys.
I mean,
like
But I want my
truly
mind to be
shocked.
blown. Like I want my mind to be shocked. I'm
Honestly,
expecting this, Marlene King. I'm expecting it.
Yeah.
Honestly, in the back of my head though, I feel like if they ended up doing the twin theory, like the same one that's in the book, I would be a little disappointed because we just haven't known
Right.
the twin the whole
Yeah.
time, and in a little bit, I think it's like a cop out.
Right.
So
I would
I
freak
might be
if it
disappointed.
was the 4 girls coming together to be
Yeah.
A, and then they're trying to mess with Allison.
Yeah.
Because they all want
That would be like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Someone really quick before we wrap it up. You know what I'm
I
gonna
know
say?
what you're gonna say, girl.
Somebody had tweeted that out like a few episodes ago actually, and was like, "We're at the last episode of Pretty Little Liars. They're about to close, and an A text comes up, and then the camera like pans on
Love
the
it.
viewers, and
Love it.
we've been A all along
whole-
because we've been stalking the entire cast. We have been watching them, knowing what's going on,
Yeah.
and then it's like
I love that.
The screen goes to
That's
black.
amazing.
I love that.
I would be like, if that's what happened, I would be like a little bit mad because I'd be like, what? But
Yeah.
then I'd be like, oh,
No,
that's
it's
so
okay.
At first, I'd be like, what the heck? And then
Yeah.
I'd be like,
Yeah. Whoever came up with that needs to like create movies because I
Seriously.
just love that idea.
It's super
so great.
cheeseball, honestly, but I wouldn't put it past
Oh my gosh,
Pretty
that'd be
Little
great.
Liars.
No, that's great.
Makes me
Yeah.
excited thinking about it.
I know, it's exciting. That's a really cool theory, right? If
I
we
love
were A all along. But anyways, that's a great thing about this point in the season is because now we can really start thinking about who is behind this and who's in Mona's army and kind of just start putting all these theories into play. So you guys keep tweeting us your theories using the hashtag PLLAS for the Pretty Little Liars after show. Like I said, we'll be online all night checking your tweets and your comments and stuff like that. I know you guys are going to give it to Stephanie for saying Bethany Frankel, not on purpose.
Sinead!
And just in case you forgot, there's your reminder right there. But definitely keep tweeting us, hashtag
I'm gonna kill
PLLAS. What is this, episode 7,
Seven.
right?
7.
Yes.
Jeez.
Oh, you know, that just reminded me. Someone tweeted that apparently Marlene was supposed to be in episode 7.
Oh,
Did
yeah.
anyone know
As
that?
a fortune teller.
We
Yeah.
didn't see a fortune teller.
No, we didn't.
Okay, well maybe it's coming.
Maybe it's
So
coming.
Yeah.
possibly look out for that.
But yeah, that's the kind of information that we love getting from you guys. So thank you so much for sharing that with us. We will talk to you guys all tonight online, and we'll see you next week. Yay! Are you guys ready? Who's
Yep.
gonna count it
Yeah.
off?
Yeah. All of us.
All right, together as a team.
Okay.
1,
1,
2, 3.